Today I'm going to show you how I prepare my pumpkin puree from my sugar pumpkins in my garden. And I use this to make pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins, really anything pumpkin. A good rule of thumb is 1 pumpkin equals about 1 pint. So the first step is to cut each pumpkin in half, which is a little tricky because they're pretty hard. And then you want to scoop out all the seeds and pulp. And I'm scooping these into a bowl because if you hang around, I'll show you a pumpkin seed recipe too. Once you've got them all scooped out, you'll want to put them face down or flat side down on a baking sheet. And I just put about a 1/4 cup of water on each baking sheet to prevent burning as you are roasting them. Then you're going to roast them at 325 degrees for about 1 hour. So I packed it full and here we go. When they come out, they will be a caramely brownish color and you'll want to allow them to cool until you can handle them. That's about 1 hour. Once they're cooled down a little bit, go ahead and scoop out the insides into a big bowl or pot. And just try to get as much as you can off those skins. So I'm going to pull these all out and we'll show you the next step soon. So here I'm using my immersion blender to puree the pumpkin, and I find this to be a little easier than like a blender, especially when it's warm. And then all you have to do is get your clean jars and spoon them full or scoop them full. I leave about 1 inch of headspace. Now most canning recipes require you to can them in chunks. I know it says it doesn't recommend to do this as a puree because it's not formally tested to confirm it kills botulism and the puree status, but I have never had a problem with it. So I just go ahead and put them into jars and I had a little bit left, so I put them in a baby food container for my freezer. If you didn't know, I have a 7-month-old. Then you're going to pressure can these for 60 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. The 7 pumpkins that I did made 9 pints plus that little bit of baby food, so about 1-to-1 ratio depending on size. Wait, there's more. I promised a pumpkin seed recipe, right? So take those pumpkin seeds, you're going to fill a clean sink with water. I like cool water preferably, and then dump the seeds in there. This is going to help you to separate them because seeds will float and pulp will not usually float. So use your hands to just mix and separate out the seeds. And what I like to do is to kind of stick my hands in and pull out the floating seeds. So here what I'm going to do is try to pull out what I can that's floating and then pull out the pulp pieces and get rid of those. You also want to check for poor seeds. So those ones you saw were kind of a grayish color versus the bright white. That's what we're looking for. So watch out for those and set those aside if you find them. So here I'm just sifting out again more of the pulp, and you'll see I'm leaving just the seeds in the sink as much as possible so that then when I'm done pulling out most of the big pulp pieces, I can just use my hands to strain out the clean seeds. The next step is to boil the seeds. So you want to boil the seeds for about 15 minutes and this will cook them. and get all of that remaining pulp off. And then I'm just using a spoon with slots in it or holes in it to grab the seeds out of that pot and drain the water off, and then spreading them on a baking sheet. And you want to spread them out as thinly as you can to ensure that they will bake up nice and crisp for you. Then just drizzle with the oil and stir it together a little bit to coat it with the oil, and add some salt to your seeds. Then all you have to do is bake them. So about 375 for about 1 hour. I like to stir every 15 minutes and check on doneness, and you're just looking for a golden brown and a crunch, not kind of a squish. I hope you enjoyed this bonus recipe for the roasted seeds, and I also hope that you find pumpkin puree as something that you like to do and recipes that you like to use it in. I'd love if you could share those. Happy pumpkin season! Take care. Bye.